Welcome to the Word of Truth. This is Teacher D.H. Boone. Today's message is called God Cannot Lie. God is not a liar, period. A lot of times when things don't happen the way people want them to happen, the first thing they insinuate is that God lied to them. And sometimes they may feel that God forsake them, or sometimes they may feel that God is not going to do what he promised. If God said he's going to do something, he's going to do it. But we must also understand is that when God say he's going to do something, we have to make sure we do what we supposed to do. Now, Deuteronomy 28, it clearly says from verse 1 to 14, it says that if you hearken diligently to God's voice, all these things will happen to you. You will be the head and not the tail. You will be above and not beneath. You will lend to many nations and borrow nothing. You'll be blessed going in the city and blessed coming out. He said the blessing is not on the place, but the blessing will be on you. And whatever you put your hands to do will prosper and succeed. Now, 15 on to the rest of the chapter, to the end of the chapter, it tells if you don't hearken diligently to God's voice, what will happen. So a lot of times people feel that they could just go and do what they want to do. And then when things don't happen on their behalf, then they want to say that God lied. No, God didn't lie. God said that if you hearken diligently to my voice, all these blessings will fall upon you. You know, and God says if you don't hearken diligently to his voice, all the curses that will fall upon you from 15 on to the end of the chapter. And so, with that being said, we have to realize that God is a God that cannot lie. Now, in Isaiah 55, God say that his thoughts is not our thoughts. Our thoughts are not his thoughts. Our ways is not his ways. Our ways is not his ways. You know what I'm saying? His ways is not our ways. With that being said, and he said, whatever he send his word to accomplish, it will not come back to him void. Therefore, if you do what you supposed to do, and you hearken diligently to his voice, the things that God tell you, it's going to accomplish it. Now, in the book of James, it says that when you go through different trials and tribulations, let patience have its way. So therefore, when you're going through things and when you're waiting, God want to build character in us by building patience. And when we patience and when we wait upon the Lord. Now in Isaiah, it also says that those that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They should mount up with wings as eagles. They should run and not go weary. They should walk and not faint. So when we wait upon the Lord, God is going to do what he said that he's going to do. While we waiting, we're building character. We building patience. We building strength. God is establishing us and getting us ready for that thing. And like they say, no struggle, no progress. A lot of times when people, they want to give up so easily, but if God tell you everything is going to be okay and everything is going to work out together for your good, then that means you got to keep going through the process, and you got to make sure you do what God tell you to do. Because some people will try to tell you, oh, just go on and give up, or go and do it this way. Some people, just because they gave up, they want you to give up. But you got to make sure that you listen to what God tell you to do, because at the end of the day, God is the one that could bless you. He could open doors, but he could also close doors. He could make a door where it wasn't a door. So I advise you that make sure that you hearken diligently to God's voice and make sure you do what it is that God tells you to do. Because at the end of the day, God is the one who wake you up, put you to sleep. We breathe in his air. We're not breathing man's air. We breathe in God's air. So with that being said, we should reverence him in a way where we trust him and we believe him. Things may not be happening now, but you got to keep pressing forward. knowing that God is a God that cannot lie. And whatever he told you he was going to do, long as you waiting upon the Lord, long as you putting him first, long as you obeying his commandments, long as you living uprightly, long as you thinking about everything, that you do, you being conscientious that God is watching. And so you do everything pleasing to the Lord, not yourself and not to nobody else. See, if you walking that straight and narrow and you leaving some people, places, and things behind that God told you to, then you can expect those things that God told you that he would give you. You could expect them to come to fruition. Now, if you don't do what God tell you to do, then don't plan on receiving the things that God told you that he would give you. See, people think that they could do what they want to do, say what they want to say, cuss God's name out, talk about him, cuss him out, and curse his name, and then expect all these blessings. See, God know what's in a man's heart. God know what people say. He know what people don't say. He know what we do. He know what we don't do. So the thing we should do is have that in our heart, knowing that God knows any and everything that we do. So therefore, make sure that you know that God cannot lie. Whatever God promised you, he's going to make good on it. Whatever God told you he was going to do, he's going to do it. God cannot lie. Whatever he said in his word to do, it's going to accomplish it. Okay, but God's ways and thoughts is not ours. God do things way different than we do. So we have to trust the process. We have to trust God, and knowing that God's the God that cannot lie. If he do it, if he said he's going to do it, then he's going to do it. If you do your end too, you have to obey him. I hope that you enjoyed this message. Until next time, may the peace of God be with you. Peace.